Hi everybody, my name is Nick. I'm a math educator with over 20 years of in-class math teaching experience, and I make videos on this channel at First Coast Math Clinic with the goal of helping you increase your understanding and enjoyment in mathematics. And if you struggle solving any of the equations you see on the screen in front of you, stick around because in this video I'm going to show you how to solve and check multi-step equations. Let's get into it. And so our first example is 2x plus 4 equals 12. And we want to solve this. And our goal when we solve any equation is to isolate the variable. All right, so that's our goal. We want to get that variable by itself. And our variable in this case is going to be x. And I'm going to write some notes and write the steps that we're going to use off to the side here. So our steps to solve. The first thing we're going to do is, well, we want to get this x by itself. So I want to get everything that's not x on that left side away from the x. So to do that, first thing I want to do is I want to combine my like terms. Cross equal sign. Using inverse operations. Now, in the previous video I made on one-step equations, we talked about inverse operations. We said inverse operations are operations that undo each other. So think about like addition and subtraction or multiplication and division. Those are operations that undo each other, right? So we want to combine our like terms across the equal sign using inverse operation. And if our goal is to get the x by itself, we should be moving our terms from the left side to the right side. All right, let's think about what are our like terms now. So we've got 2x, 4, and 12. Well, what are our like terms going to be? Well, the like terms are going to be the 4 and the 12. Remember, like terms are terms that have the same variable raised to the same exponent. I made another video on like terms. If you want to review that video, the link's coming up right now. So to combine our like terms, if my goal is to get this x by itself, I want to keep that x where it is. Let's move this 4 to the right side. So my inverse operation, inverse of adding, is going to be subtracting. So I'm going to subtract 4 and subtract 4. 4 minus 4 is 0, so those cancel out. And in the next step, I've got 2x equals, and then 12 minus 4 is going to give us 8. My next step is we're going to isolate our variable using inverse operations. So we basically have a one-step equation here, right? So you could check out my video on one-step equations. There's a link for that at the end of this video as well as right now if you want to check that out. So we basically just have to go through our steps to solve our one-step equation, right? What's happening with the 2 and the x? 2 and x are being multiplied. So how do I undo multiplying 2 and x? I want to divide, so let's divide by 2. Divide by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1 and 1. Well, if I'm multiplying or dividing by 1, it doesn't change anything, so I don't need the 1 there. So I can just write x equals, and then 8 divided by 2 is going to give me 4. My last step that I put in for all these is going to be a check. So my check, I'm going to take the original equation, 2x plus 4 equals 12, and I'm going to substitute the answer back in for x, and our left side and right side should equal each other. So I'll have 2 times 4 plus 4 equals 12. Order of operations, let's do multiplication. So I'll get 8 plus 4 equals 12, and I get 12 equals 12. So our answer checks. All right. Let's move on to number 2. Number 2 is -7 equals -9 plus x divided by 3. So our first step, let's combine our like terms across the equal sign. We know our goal, we want to get our x by itself. So our like terms are going to be our -9 and our -7. We want to combine our like terms across the equal sign. So again, we want to get the x by itself. So let's move our 9 from the right to the left. And to do that, when we read our equation left to right, so that 9 is negative, we're subtracting 9. So to undo subtracting 9, inverse operations, let's add 9 and add 9. -9 plus 9 cancels out. -7 plus 9 gives us 2, so we get 2 equals, and we'll bring down the x divided by 3. So now we've got a one-step equation. We're dividing x divided by 3. Let's undo the division and multiply by 3 on the left side and the right side. So our 3's are going to wind up canceling each other out. So we can cancel out 3 and 3 on the right side. So we're left with x equals, and we get 6 for our answer. Now our last step, let's check. So I'm going to rewrite the equation. -7 equals -9 plus 6 over 3, right? Because we're taking our value of x, putting it back into the original equation in for x. So let's simplify this. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And on my right side, I've got -9 plus 2, which is -7, so my solution checks. Let's do number 3. -12 equals -5x plus 8. Our like terms here are going to be the -12 and the +8. Again, we want to get the x by itself. So to combine those, we're going to move our 8 from the right to the left. Reading our equation left to right, 8 is positive, it's being added. So to undo addition, let's subtract and subtract 8. The 8 cancels out on the right. -12 minus 8 is going to give us -20 equals -5x. Now we're multiplying -5 times x, so to undo that multiplication, let's divide by -5 and divide by -5. -5 divided by -5 leaves us with just 1 over 1. And when we multiply or divide by 1, doesn't change anything, so we're left with just x equals, and then -20 divided by -5. Whenever we multiply or divide two numbers with the same sign of the answer is going to be positive, so we're left with +4 as our answer. And now for our check, so I'm going to take that 4, put it back in for x in our original equation. So I'll have -12 equals -5 times 4 plus 8. I get -20 plus 8. -20 plus 8 equals -12, and we get the left and the right side are equal to each other. So our solution for number 3 checks. All right, let's get into another equation. So for numbers 4 and 5, we have equations with fractions on one side, and they don't fit exactly into the steps that we've been working on to solve our equations, but they do have a variable on one side. And these are equations that you're going to see and you're going to have to solve. So I thought that they fit in pretty well in this section, so that'd be good to fit them in here. So let's go through examples like numbers 4 and 5, and they're still multi-step equations, right? So first thing I want to do is let's get rid of the fraction. So I want to get rid of the 5 here for number 4. So number 4, we've got 9 equals 4, or excuse me, x plus 4 divided by 5. So we're dividing by that 5. So let's undo dividing by 5 and multiply times 5 and times 5. And the first thing I want to do is get rid of the the division, get rid of that denominator. So let's do that. Well, we know that on the right side, the 5 in the numerator, because you can put that 5 over 1, 5 here, this 5 right here is in the numerator. This 5 right here is in the denominator, so those 5s are going to wind up canceling each other out. So we can cancel the 5 out, cancel it out. So on the right side, we're left with x plus 4 equals, and on the left side, we've got 5 times 9, which is 45. Now we've got a one-step equation, so we want to isolate our variable using inverse operations. So let's subtract 4, and we get x equals 41. Now we can check. So I get 9 equals 41 plus 4 over 5. So again, I took that 41, put it in for x here. 41 plus 4 is 45. And we're going to get 9 equals 45 divided by 5 is 9. So we get 9 equals 9, and our solution checks. Number 5 is 3x minus 3 divided by 4 equals 6. We're going to go through the same process to solve this. It's a little bit bigger in that our numerator is a little bit bigger, right? We've got a coefficient of x here, but we're basically going to go through the same steps. So first thing we want to do is let's get rid of that denominator, right? We're dividing by 4, so how do we undo division? Let's multiply. So to undo undo dividing by 4, let's multiply times 4 and times 4. All right, that 4 is over 1 on the left. 4 divided by 4, those 4's cancel each other out and cancel each other out. So on the left side, we're going to have 3x minus 3 equals 24. Now we're going to solve our multi-step equation, right? We want to combine the like terms across the equal sign. So our like terms here are going to be the minus 3 and the 24. So using inverse operations, let's add the 3, add the 3. I get 3x equals 27. Let's isolate x by dividing by 3. Dividing by 3. Those 3's cancel out. They're just 1 and 1, so I don't need to keep them in there. I get x equals 9 as my answer. Okay. So now for my check, let's take that 9, put it in for x. So 3 times 9 minus 3 divided by 4 equals 6. Let's simplify the left side. 3 times 9 is 27 minus 3 is 24. So I get 24 divided by 4 equals 6. 24 divided by 4 is 6. So we get 6 equals 6. So our solution checks. So this video is on solving multi-step equations. I hope this video helped you understand that concept a little bit better. If you like this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. This is Nick from First Coast Math Clinic.